No one loves you. I fucking hate water. Ain't no water in the heart of the city.
Double Dyno the micro flipper.
I finished all that water.
Well done.
I love water.
Big boy.
Oh my god. Welcome guys, this is Barely Hanging, the biggest climbing podcast
Ever.
in Dan's bedroom.
Spare bedroom.
Spare bedroom
With
right
no
now
bed
in the
in.
world. My name's Peter,
My name's Danka Winterbear.
and we're distinctly average climbers.
Yes, we are.
Let's just jump. Let's just jump
Straight in, brother. Where have you been?
Where have I been?
Who have you been?
What have I been doing?
How's you been?
How are you?
I'm great, thanks for
I'm
asking.
great
Pete.
as well. How are your fingertips? I feel like we have to do this at the start of every podcast.
Do you find that every day you just sit around normal people
Yeah.
and they're thinking about things like price of milk,
Yeah.
bread,
Yeah.
but you're just staring at your fingers going, fuck.
That's
When are they going to be
funny
better?
Concept. I feel like that'd be a great Instagram cartoon sketch.
What, my life?
Everyone's just talking about everything, like, oh, how are you? And then there's another guy just sat at his desk looking at his fingers like,
They are
fuck.
fucked.
Yeah, fingers are feeling
A
full.
lot better, but they've still got the marks, man, from the comp.
marks, but they're not yours, are they?
Now they're not.
They're not.
For a bit this week they were mine.
Yeah.
So I keep going on about this now. If someone can prove this psychologically for me, please do. I've got a theory.
Yeah.
So there's something called the nocebo effect, which is just the suggestion of something makes it real. So I'm suggesting to myself that the fingers aren't mine.
Yeah.
So if they're not mine, I can't feel them.
Okay.
But last time in the competition, I felt my fingers and they were painful.
No.
And
Does
they
the
were mine.
nocebo work if you're the one that did it?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, okay.
It has to. But it's worked for a year.
Yeah.
I just dropped my guard.
Maybe you've not climbed hard enough for a year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Drop my guard.
That's not what I said. You said exactly, but that's not what I said at all. Like a really sneaky
Yeah.
salesman that agrees. So
You
we think we're on the same page. You make me feel like I am, but really you're selling me a car that's way more expensive than I can afford.
But you need it.
I do. Yeah, you're right.
You need it.
I need. No, and what about this cheaper one over there? Shall I get that?
It's silly.
Is it silly?
Yeah.
I need this expensive one.
Very expensive, but
I think I do need
the
it.
mileage, you'll save money.
I'll save
in the
money
long run.
In the long run. But I'm really good at doing long runs, so I might just not buy a car and run.
Keep cycling.
Keep cycling. Okay. I don't know.
But ultimately, my fingers are okay.
Yeah.
But it's the first time I've ever truly felt them painful.
Yeah.
So yeah, but thanks for asking.
Yeah.
My
My
fingers are a lot better.
fingertips, I'm not quite at the same level of the nocebo or enlightenment or whatever you like to think you are. No, it's not exactly I'm a pussy, but it's more of a fact that I'm a huge, wet, throbbing pussy.
Yeah.
My fingers
Willy.
hurt so. Anna Willy. My fingers hurt so much all the time. It feels like indoor or outdoor nowadays. The day after a session, just feel useless.
That's the first time I've not had any control over the pain. Like I said in the last
No
time
control?
we talked, it was like I couldn't touch my bed sheets.
You need control,
I couldn't
Daniel.
getting the toothpaste out of is quite a common thing to struggle with, I think, for climbers.
Uh-huh.
Like you get to the toothpaste bit and then you're at the end of the toothpaste and it's hard to get
Yeah,
toothpaste because
yeah.
your fingers are so sore.
Yeah.
And like every now and then you got to ask an adult to get the toothpaste out for you.
Yeah.
And you're
Me
like,
too, yeah.
can you do that,
Yeah.
please?
So another one. This is a bit gross for everyone, but wiping the bottom.
No, I've never really struggled with that.
Hurts the fingertips.
You have a very rough bum.
I've got very rough bum. Very rough.
So last time we spoke, we just finished Care Bar Context
and Long Ridge.
and Long Ridge
On the
together.
same weekend, wasn't
yeah,
it? No.
Yeah, it was.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure.
Was there?
Was I?
Was it?
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah.
Was the same weekend? So yeah, we just done that, and that was maybe 3 weekends ago, 2 weekends
We've
ago.
just done Trifon as well.
Oh yeah, you
Holy
got bit.
Fuck.
How is that, by the way?
Man,
Dan got a
it's
big
looking good.
cut on the leg. Let me
Show you
show me that leg, boy.
Sponsored by Nike.
What? Oh my God! It looks like a Nike tick. Wow, that's gonna
gonna be
give
a
you
good
a
scar,
really
man.
brilliant scar.
So I got cut by Slate for the second time.
Yeah.
So and
first-
both times are worth it. So I'll have some good scars
Yeah. So first
I've
time
got-
you high fived the rock.
in Snakes and Ladders.
Yeah,
which
you
can
literally high fived the
you can
piece
see-
of slate.
see
You were
the
like,
line?
"Wow, look at this piece of slate!" And you slapped it, and it just spoke.
It's not super gnarly, but there's a line that I know on my hand is from Slate
That's
in
amazing.
Snakes and Ladders. which is cool.
And then we went the Secret Lake after our climb up Triffin.
Slipped about 30 centimetres and just took an instant dig into my leg.
It
was pretty grim.
Yeah.
So that was pretty... It made me sit down for a minute and lift my leg up.
That's quite funny. So you got scars, but since then, you've been out a lot.
Well, tell me about yours, because you've got...
Well, we'll do that as a topic, won't we, man?
Yeah.
We'll dive into that. But we've had a big boy evening tonight. But before we get into that, I reckon that we just quickly round off where you've been outdoors over the last... Like, it's no strange thing for you to go outdoors all the time nowadays. So it's getting a bit old hat, me hearing about all these brilliant crags that I can't get to.
Yeah.
So round off to me, highlights, lowlights of your outdoor experiences over the past 2 weeks without me.
Without you.
Because I've not been with you, I've been somewhere cool.
Went and had a super big boy session at Pex
Hill.
Sadly,
I saw that.
Make it.
It had, you know what, really sad I didn't make it, because it seemed to be an Enso Method sponsored day out. All my favourite people in the world were climbing, and they were all wearing Enso Method. And so it was just nice to see. You made a really nice little Enso Method video of you and Tom doing Silly Boy. Had a great little tune, like it really chilled actually, chill hop thing, and it was a lovely little video. So I'll definitely I've not posted that yet, have I?
No, I've put it on it's on my Instagram.
Okay. And to post that to Enso Method as well.
Did a few things. It was just really, it was
really chill, man.
The day was absolutely lovely. We got Big Ben down.
Yeah, man.
And we had some really lovely climbs. Cody came.
Oh, lovely.
It was only a small little group.
Has Cody been there before?
No, first time.
Oh, wow.
So we got Cody, this little Dyno. She's like this little dynamic.
She's a Dyno.
Little Dyno, yeah.
Which one?
She made her own.
Oh, nice.
So me and Ben made a couple of our own climbs just for funsies. I had people try my climb and they couldn't do it.
Yeah, you've got a big boy climb you've made there. I'm sure we've talked about it, but it's pretty cool, man. Have you any new developments in that end?
I want to speak to the wizard
and just see what his thoughts and feelings are about it.
It's not about grading. It's about the start. It's like,
should you hold off and get strong to start on those two horrible things, or should you just
go for it?
Just go for it and make that the climb.
Yeah.
Because basically the start you do now is hard. But there's a way of making it way harder. But you have to get strong to do that first. So it's just a decision.
What's been so beautiful about these little trips, though, is taking people that haven't been.
Yeah.
And you get them to work through everything from Fat Neck up to Silly Boy.
Yes.
And then I haven't.
It's a nice journey, that.
It's a beautiful journey.
And it's a hard journey, actually.
It's a grounding journey.
Yeah, because I feel like I've done Blue Gym. I've done Silly Boy now. I've done Red Owl, and I've done Fat Neck. Every time I go there, it's a fight to get it again. Like, every time I have to re-establish how to climb at Pex on that eliminate wall, like being flat against it and stuff. So it's definitely grounding, like you say, humbling.
So I've not been there since then, though, and in my mind,
it
that's
feels
forever.
But it's been 2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, but
it's just been
you were telling me before we started the podcast actually that you need to go again.
I've got to go. I'm going tomorrow.
Well, you need to praise, don't you?
I have to show my love to the pizza wall.
Yeah.
Witness the fitness.
Witness the fitness.
But what I've come to terms with is that we know fuck all at Pex.
Yeah.
And that there's a lot more to do. I did a bit more reading. There's some lines in between lines. There's things there's a lot to do. Me and Pete had a great session down there. We worked on Hearts of Rhett.
Yeah. Oh my god.
We actually pulled some moves on it.
Yeah.
So Hearts of Rhett gets you V4. Did you know there's a left hand only Hearts of Rhett?
I did know.
It's like,
I did know.
Who are these people?
Brock told me about that.
Who
actually.
are these sadists?
Yeah, it's pretty
cool. That
it is cool, man. And the cool thing about Hearts of Rhett is it's not really even a Rhett.
It's just a little faint line and a big
wall.
fucking sandstone wall.
It's cool, man.
But I keep saying it every time. Like, please, if you want to come to Pex, just send me a message. Come down.
We'll take it.
And we'll take it. It's like it's the vibe down there now. Is like Owen just set it in stone. He was like, make a thing, do a thing, bring the hype.
Yeah. Set a route so people come and try your route. Make a culture again. Like it's breathing life back into the place, isn't it? Because I think there's been a bit of a stage between the old boys of the 80s and us guys now where it sort of it just died off a little bit, or it got less busy. Not as much climbers went there, and definitely right now we're revitalising the culture of that place, especially with like. Our podcast,
your t-shirt.
The collaboration with the podcast and the t-shirt, that's bringing something in. got people cleaning it up, got young guys there trying some of the hard trad there, like going there.
We've got Dylan coming and sending the V10.
Yeah, and then Mick was telling me about the guy that he thinks is going to be the first guy to do everything at PEX.
Climb at PEX.
Which is insane.
So, well,
anyway, so
it's pretty
PEX.
obvious I'm in love with the bloody place. I can't stop climbing there.
So not PEX. We've done that. What else?
I can't remember the oldest things. So I'll just go what I know. Yeah. So I did Hope Mountain.
Hope Mountain.
So it was a bit of a Sherlock dude at the hangar.
Yeah.
Super strong, super amazing guy. It's been for the last few weeks. It's been like another little guru character for me.
Okay, yeah. Like a bit of a. It sounds like he's a bit of a training guru.
He's coming.
A bit of a pushing you to pull harder
in the right way.
Yeah.
And he said the same thing about both of us. He's like, effectively like, you guys just need a bit of pushing.
Okay.
And he's right. So when I'm in the hangar and he's giving me a bit of positive stick.
So off the back of it, you've shown me some videos of some whites you've done in a hangar that look atrocious.
And I've repeated them.
And he just pushed you up
as much as I can. Because he's just like on me. And he gave me loads of training tips. He's a super lovely guy. I'd love to in some time get him on this.
Okay.
Because he's got some fucking awesome stories, like really
big
stuff. He's done lots of stuff. Anyway, so we did Hope Mountain.
Yeah.
So
was it just you and him?
Me, him, and Becky and Daisy.
Oh, lovely.
Nice little gang.
Okay.
Because Daisy lives down that end. So she was on call.
Where is it near Mould then?
It's in that area, yeah. So
okay.
Basically it's like in between everything. It's in between Mould, Chester, Wrexham. It's like smack bang in the middle of all those three things.
So what is it? Is it, by the sounds of it, when Owen was explaining, it sounds like a hill.
It's a hill. It's about 600
and
meters.
the crag's at the top of the hill.
I'm sure the hill's like 600. It's quite high. If you just drive up to the top, you don't fucking walk it.
Oh, do you not?
No, there's a car park right next to it.
No. Don't park there.
Don't walk on the road. Drive on it.
If you want to drive of it. And so the car park's about 100 metres from the crag, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's one of those similar to Long Ridge. Yeah. It's just approaches just non-existent.
It's not in a book. It's on UKC.
Oh.
It is self-explanatory, but it's the first ever time I went. And then I was on YouTube's today, just delving the realms of YouTube's. And I found an old video, like 6-7 years old, some guys, and they didn't name the climbs, but it alluded to some climbs they didn't even spot. So really, actually do want to go. Like when I met you, I was like, I'll go back in time.
I talked to you about it, and so the footage I saw, or the photos I saw, I can't remember. It looked really cool, looked really pretty. Lots of like green grass and stuff, but then the actual climbing looks amazing because it was like a lot of roofs.
Yeah.
It looked like, and a lot of like sort of doable roofs as well. Nothing that looked horrible.
I'd go back. So Sherlock was like, well, go climb with Sherlock outdoors. It's really cool. He's a super talented guy, and like he got me up some things, and we made some things up. We were doing routes. You just don't know, but it's nice though. One of those days where you just figuring stuff out. And then I did this climb, and looked at the video. It's so weird how someone does it the exact same way as you.
Oh really?
10 years ago.
That's madness.
We've never seen anyone do it.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah, and I watched this video and I was like, that's exactly how I did it. And then there's another video
that's cool.
Sherlock did.
Way. Like, you guys are connected through a hobby that a few people in the world do. And at some point, 10 years ago, a man did the exact same movements on the exact same piece of ground that you did for no reason other than getting up a rock. How crazy is that? You guys are like connected eternally through that.
And he doesn't know. I know.
Yeah,
I know him.
I know where he lives.
So, Hope Mountain, highly recommend.
Okay.
If I honestly highly recommend. I'd be up for that if anyone wants to go check it out.
Okay.
Super easy.
I love these invites you're throwing out to the general public. Just anyone that's listening to this podcast, like wherever you live, just send me a message. I'll take you. Let's go outside and climb the rock.
Mountain.
Okay.
Just did Hope Mountain.
Yeah.
I keep saying Hope Mountain.
Have you done another place?
Yeah.
Today? Or anywhere?
So the other day I did Pantomime with Sensei.
Yes.
So I've not been there in a long. Well, yeah, I went there quite recently, and I was like, I'm 99% certain I did a climb called the Healer.
Is Pantomime in the place that you went with Barney with the opera singer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Devil's Gorge.
Devil's Gorge. It feels like it's got a lot of names. This place.
Yeah. So Pantomime is like the name of the village.
Right.
But Devil's Gorge is the fact that there's there's sport climbing there. That's really hard. Huge cliff.
A sport there?
It's beautiful, man. It's a really beautiful bit of rock. I'd love to try it at some point.
I've never been, man.
When we're stronger and we know what we're doing.
I've never even been.
I know, but
is this place like the Roaches where it looks amazing?
No, it's nothing like the Roaches, but it's very beautiful.
Okay.
So, you just got to see it. I won't tell you anything. I'll just drag you down there.
Ah.
All I'll say now is that I'm starting to get a feel for the place.
Yeah.
It's just taken. It's
taken a little while.
There's a classic climb there called Firestart, which everyone in the hangar loves. It's like this. That's an introduction to like 7A climbing, and at this point, it just doesn't suit me because the first moves I need to figure out so drastically.
Oh really?
The end of it I can do. So I just need to figure out the start, which is the hard. That's the crux.
The start is.
The start
well, that's quite cool.
Is the first moves, but it could suit you to the ground.
Maybe.
You'll find out.
Yeah, find out
when you go.
Find
out. I know how to do the climb.
Yeah.
I can't do it right now. Blah blah blah. But the last time I went with the wizard. And the wizard, showed me his ways. He always does. And I was terrible. And I was like, oh my god, I'm ground shit.
Yeah. It really.
And, it's dead ground.
You.
And then went again with Daisy and Barney.
Yeah.
And I figured it, and Becky was there as well, and I was like, I definitely did the healer, this climb, 6B plus. I was like, that's cool. Figured it out myself. And a little play with Barney, and then I came back this time, did it again, without even flinching.
Oh, really?
Did another 6B climb called Under the Gate with Sensei. Was working something, and working other 7As, watching Sensei go. Getting really close on things like these other climbs.
Did Sensei repeat any 7As when he was there?
He repeated Firestarter.
Oh, did he?
And he was trying some others. And he'd never done Embers.
Okay.
Which is the thing Owen was showing me.
Which is 6C plus.
6C plus. I was so bad on it. I couldn't do anything on it.
Oh,
and
really?
Then this time...
It just worked. Something clicked. Yeah, man. I feel like watching you climb, your body positioning has gotten so good. Like, in terms of more from your hips. Yeah. You often do, I wouldn't say they're like classic rockovers where you're rocking your whole body over. But you do, these micro rockovers where you'll place a high foot and you'll just rock your hips over onto the foot, or you'll just, little body positioning like that. I'm talking, tiny little adjustments. But you can see you're doing them. Or, especially on the Embers, I watched the video of you doing it. There was a really high foot. You adjusted your hip and you pushed your hip into the wall, and it almost looked like you locked yourself in. And there's just little things like that.
So I've watched some other videos of guys doing that climb, and they don't do that.
They don't do that.
They do it in a stronger, barely and they don't look uncomfortable. They look fucking silky as fuck doing it.
They just look super strong.
I wasn't ready for
But that's the thing, man. Andy was telling us we don't need to be strong. We're already strong enough. If we need to be smart. You need to move our bodies more, and you'll get up things and enjoy yourself a little more.
But I put my toe on something that last time I couldn't even imagine, and this time it's made perfect sense.
I love the way we're collecting these gurus, and they all have a slight different approach.
Tact, knowledge, stuff, story.
Yeah, whatever it is, they've all got their slight little niche, and I feel like Andy's definitely this body positioning thing where he's all about he's not about strength at all, just about body positioning
and efficiency.
Yeah, efficiency. Yeah,
and then
not wasting time.
Martin is just
Martin's
all round
abstract, isn't he?
Abstract, yeah.
But people just have their things. Yeah, it's cool.
That's my outdoor. I'm pretty sure. Well, it's a lot, and I've been up. We've been up Trifan together, and I did the Glitters and Trifan again really recently.
Yeah, you're
tons of outdoor stuff.
Outdoor.
But then our last outdoor adventure was Where did we go, Petey boy?
Oh my god! So tonight, we just I had a big session last night, and then you've been working today. So it's Saturday today.
Yeah.
And we've just been texting because we needed to record. And it's been a lovely day out, and you just said, Pete, do you want to go around Sefton Park and see if there's anything you want to climb? See if we can find things to climb. At the very worst, we just have a nice walk around Sefton Park. So I cycled over to yours when you'd finished work, had a lovely coffee and a catch up, and then we just got in the car and went over to Sefton Park, and it was honestly one of the most fun evenings I've had in ages. been genuinely just like feeling like a child again, just with everything we've been doing. Just incredible. Yeah. Yeah. Don't really know where to start.
So when we sat down at the end of it, and it was one of those days where you do all these things. We were only there for 2 hours.
Yeah.
What's your favourite bit, Pete? And you say that bit, and I was like, I completely forgot we did that bit.
Yeah, it was one of those days, yeah, exactly, where we had loads of... It was just a day of side adventures. Basically, it's scouting things to climb, things to dyno, things to mess around on. Just little mini challenges. Like, at one point, we were both on a rail, wrestling, like trying to push each other off this rail. It was just super weird, man.
Go on our Instagram.
Yeah.
All the videos will be on there.
It'll be on there. But first of all, we approached it, saw a little river, and I was like, I could jump over that. And then Dan was like, no, you can't. I was like, I could jump over that, definitely. And Dan was like, right, we'll do it as we leave, and which made sense, just in case I did get wet. And then we walked over, we found a rock. We found one of those hidden stone things.
Hidden stone things,
It's like, so I found one of those. Where did I find one?
Pecs.
We found one in Pecs. I found one far away, man. I can't remember where. I think it might have been...
Far away, like Wigan.
Wigan, yeah. Fucking Wigan. No, I found one, like, maybe when I was down south with Plum, you know. Like, it's
a common thing now. It's happening all across.
Yeah, so people get a stone, paint it all crazy colours, and then hide it out in nature.
It says in the stone, it'd be like, keep this, or hide it, share it.
Share it, put it on Facebook or whatever.
So lovely.
It's just a lovely little thing. So you're often on these little walks and you find a really cool painted stone. So Dan straight away found one of those, and we looked at each other just like, we have to put it somewhere insane. So there's a little...
It's the Fairy
pond,
Glen in Sefton
Fairy
Park,
Glen in
that's what they
Sefton
call
Park.
it.
So there's a pond, and there's like a rockery cliff at the back of the pond, where clearly, I think, normally there's water falling down this cliff thing, but there wasn't like a little waterfall today. So we traversed around, Dan threw me the rock, and then I put it in a little hole so that people could see it.
They're not getting it.
No one's getting that. They have to really
try.
Yeah, they've got to
It's
earn
like
it.
Indiana Jones shit.
Yeah, they really, for a kid.
For a child, that's like...
Probably dangerous for a child.
Very dangerous. They'll have to send their dad or their mum.
Yeah.
And dangerous for them as well.
Yeah. Quite funny.
It was a good way to start.
Yeah, so we did that, and then you found a really cool... Where did you even find that? I just looked over and Dan found a Native American Indian figure
Just
on a
next to it?
horse. So you found a little figure of
Just there.
an Indian on a horse. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's not even...
dude, isn't it?
Oh my god, I got it completely wrong.
Like Ganesh or
It's
something.
a Hindu... Yeah, it's a Hindu god
on
a tiger. Yeah, I think it's Ganesh because he or she has got lots of arms. Wow.
So we found that.
That's such a cool piece.
This
So
is
we've
the
got
first
this on
10
the
minutes being in
shrine.
the park.
Oh my god, yeah, within 10 minutes. Amazing. And then we went under a bridge.
Builder in the bridge.
Which is always a little bit sketchy when you say that you hang around with men underneath bridges. But
Trolls.
But there's trolls under there.
Did you pay the toll?
I didn't. Did you pay the troll toll?
Have you the troll toll?
You gotta pay the troll toll to get in this little boy's hole. You gotta pay the troll toll to get in. I'm saying soul, not hole. You gotta pay the troll toll to get in this little boy's soul.
You said hole.
Soul.
Creepy.
Have you seen It's Always Sunny? You not seen that? That's a song, man. That's a real song. Well, I'll have to show you. It's so funny.
I think troll tolls have been around for a long time.
Troll toll. It doesn't make any sense to someone. It's falling on deaf ears.
But anyway, we were building around this bridge, having a lot of fun, and we did a few little dynamic moves. We did a nice traverse, which you found that was cool.
Yeah.
Did some runny, jumpy stuff up high things on a hill.
Yeah, it was scary.
It wasn't life or death, but it was like
the landing was pretty like
really steep
and scary.
You just have rolled a lot.
Yeah.
And broke your ankles.
Crazy. And then we finished with that and found some bollards that reminded us of a time in France. So when we were in France, we at this car park of like this pretty central car park to most of the crags. It had you get them at campsites, just wooden poles sticking out of the floor to protect the grass and just make a little area for where cars can't drive up on.
It was the Isatis car park and Cuisinay. They want to get to all them. It's like so if anyone can, like if you've been, it's just this beautiful little bit of grass with wooden poles.
In fact, if you've been, do the challenge of running around all of them. I did it at the end, didn't I? I fucking did it.
You smashed it.
Yeah. So there's maybe at least, I would guess, 50 to 70 of these wooden sticks in the ground, about maybe a metre apart, and you're just hopping from one to the other, but they're like, the diameter is, what would you say? A coffee cup sort of thing. So you're just running on these logs. Like, it's
People were cheering us.
Yeah, it was really fun.
It was really awesome.
I remember coming off that and being like...
More psyched than anything.
Yeah, like, it's as fun as climbing, if not more.
Why don't we just do this all day?
It's so silly. It's like ridiculous. And that's very much what tonight was about.
Off these bollards. We upped our game.
Yeah.
Pete started this because I didn't have the bottle. I thought he's mental.
So first of all, these are these bollards are basically the same, but they're metal and they're a metre off the ground, and they're probably like a metre and a half apart, aren't they? So they're big leaps, quite high up, and bad falls. And we were just hopping from one to the other, and we found wobbly ones. Oh man, it was a big thing.
So we just bought we did that for ages. That was so much fun.
It really was, wasn't it? So silly. I understand why these parkour guys just jump around.
Love shit doing it.
Yeah, well they look so serious when they're doing it.
We look fun.
We look like we're fucking children, like on the wall. Whereas parkour guys are like dead serious and they're running all fast and doing flips. Like fucking shit that. Don't do flips. It's better to jump off something and click your heels and then land.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Then we went on search for some bits that Dan could remember.
Grotto.
Went to the grotto.
I think it's right at the back of Sefton Park. It's like the water pump or something.
Right. Where
we established a dyno and a dickhead block.
Yeah, brilliant. So, just that'll be for Dyno Club actually. But that was on actual real rock, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it's
real rock, but
real
it's artificially made.
It's been artificially made.
Yeah, so.
But the top out was awesome.
Yeah, it felt a proper little boulder, really.
Felt like a proper boulder.
Yeah, the top and out certainly did, 100%. So that was cool. Then we
went down to the old menagerie where the birds were.
No, we found the tree.
Oh, the tree was before.
Freaking tree! Exactly. This is what we're talking about.
Best tree
we had so many things. We found genuinely the best looking tree. So aesthetic, with about loads of different ways to dyno up to these branches, and these branches were solid. They were dead thin branches, so you could get a really great grip on them.
Much fun.
So solid, so you could grab really far away from the branch. It was amazing. So we did a few more dynos on that. All these videos available to watch.
Menagerie run and jump up that huge wall.
Yeah, so we ran and jumped up a slab thing.
Basically, it was insane.
And then we walked back. I jumped over the river, managed to do it.
Like a G.
And then we called it.
Man, there's other bits. We tried to climb on the statue. That was scary.
Oh yeah.
We had the fight on the banister thing.
Yeah. Anyway, guys,
we were in the park for 2 hours, like absolute children.
It was it was just a lot of fun.
Do you know what I'd say?
Do it. If you're boulderers and you're into climbing and stuff, just go to the park and who gives a shit what people think? Just fucking climb up trees and stuff. Find a buddy and go do it. Because honestly, that was so much fun. I felt like it was just so good for the soul, man. That sort of stuff. Fucking give me a fist bump, boy. Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
It was amazing.
So this last few weeks has been a lot of climbing. We've also done tons of indoor.
Yeah.
Like we haven't even talked about that. I don't think we need to. I've done tons of the stuff.
Yeah.
Like I've done more indoor recently than I have in ages because it's been raining a lot.
Yeah.
I'm pulling hard. Basically, we're both doing loads.
Yeah. As
we
always.
Are.
It's brilliant.
So
I think. Do you have any goals like short term?
Short term.
Like, what's your next thing with training, or climbing? What do you want?
So I've seen quite a few interesting things for training.
Yeah.
And I'm really torn. So Sherlock's been pushing me in the direction of hip flexibility and flexibility in general.
Okay.
Stretch more. And he's right. I need to stretch more, and not like him pushing your body to its limit. It's like do some stretching more.
Yeah.
So I have been.
Yeah, fair play.
And you do a lot of it.
It makes sense because I think that's probably actually somewhere where you lack. Actually,
100%.
Like I can get my feet up higher than you generally.
I can't do that type of shit. Your hip openers are better than mine.
Yeah.
You get your hips right in on the wall. That's what he does.
Yeah.
It's very good to do.
Yeah.
So stretching to get my hip flexibility up most, and to make my body feel better.
Yeah, it's true.
And also I watched a lot of that catalyst climbing stuff this last week.
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it.
So you've seen some of the training stuff he's put on that?
Yeah, I have. Lots of like. I've seen him do like things where you've got to do a pull up every time you do a move on a climb. I've seen things where you've got to touch holds certain ways. So like you've got to imagine like there's 4 arrows up, like north, south, north, east, south, and west. These
are like some of the older ones. Like
and then you touch the hold around it.
There's one in the new ones that really suits us.
Okay.
So I was saying like you only use, so on the you do the same climb 4 times. Yeah. First one, don't use your left hand. Second one, don't use your right hand. Next one, don't use your left foot. Next one. Like
instead of eliminating holds, you're eliminating body parts.
That suits us to the ground. Off all the stupid shit we've been doing.
Yeah, we've been doing like no-handed climbs. We're doing one-handed climbs, just enjoying that. So yeah.
But he was talking about how that promotes your ability to like maneuver and to control momentum. And to just think slightly differently about the way you move your body. Yeah. And if you watch him as a climber, he controls his body in such a funky way. Yeah. It's awesome to watch. Yeah, 100%. So in terms of goals and that, I think for training, keep it on the wall and do some stretching. Yeah. How about you, man?
For me, short-term sort of goals or things I want to improve on, certainly, you know what, is being... So I'm really great at being very clean climbing on very low grades. So on a blue climb at the hanger, I could be super clean. I could place my feet exactly where I want. I could do really nice slick foot swaps and stuff. And I could be really slow and steady and efficient. But when I'm tired and I'm doing blues and purples like last night, the second half of my session last night, I was throwing myself up climbs, being very slappy, horrible, just like really just crappy. So I want to clean up my climbing even when I'm tired. Just be cleaner, especially with my feet. I think actually, you know, like Johnny Dawes, you've got a little helicopter and you've got to land your helicopter on the hold. I need my feet to imagine that they're little helicopters and land them down perfectly, so that they don't crash into each other, but they don't go off the edge of the hold either. Boom! Yeah. So
it's about cleaner climbing.
Cleaner climbing, boy.
Cleaner climbing. Green climbing.
Anyway, with that, let's quickly take a little stroll. Let's walk.
Topic of the week. This is the topic of the week.
Topics.
Yo! This week's topic of the week is Via Ferreta.
And now, as our leading, barely hanging pod
expert, moi, Peter.
What do you want to tell us about Via Ferreta, Peter?
Oh my god. So, this last week, I went to Italy.
No, what?
Italy.
I had a lot of bars, Italy.
Grazie. Bella. Adoro. Quella. Adora. I think adora means prego. Prego. That's what you say when there's a really fat woman. Go prego. I think prego means go.
Or fat.
Or
pregnant.
Or pregnant. It means a few things. Anyway, I had a great time in Italy. Went to the Dolomites to check out some of the classic Via Ferreta routes out there.
On some of what I can only say is the most beautiful lumps of rock I've ever seen.
Oh my god, the mountains there are the most insane mountains I've ever seen. They're so weird. Like, you don't see those sort of sheer cliffs in places other than, like, Yosemite. But Yosemite doesn't look like... It's not spiky like that. It's just really weird formations. Beautiful, man. I had such a lovely time just being around there. But yeah, me and Plum went out there, we had a plan of just doing some hikes originally. And I don't even know how it came about, Via Ferreta. Maybe Martin brought it up, actually. He said you should do some Via Ferreta out there, because it's like the origins of Via Ferreta. So what anyone that doesn't know, saying Via Ferreta a lot, and some people might not know it, it is a way of travelling through the mountains that's not scrambling and it's not climbing, you have to wear a harness and you clip in to a wire and you basically pull yourself up the rock on this wire, so you're protected in case you fall, which means it's generally more exposed than scrambles are, but the moves aren't normally they're about the same difficulty, but you're just on some sections, you're on a bit of a flat face, or you're in a really deep cavern with like a very exposed drop. So there's photos I've got on my Instagram of these big ridges, and you literally just traverse these massive ridges. It's fucking amazing. Such a great adventure day that is like well up all of our alleys. And what's brilliant about it is like these routes you can do, like if it was just two people and you wanted to get through it quickly and just have a proper bomb around the mountains, really travel, you can go quite far, quite fast.
Wow.
Because you've got a wire all the time. So if there's a jug, like technically the wire is just a big, great handhold. So you can do it really slow and beautiful and technical, as if you're climbing, and use only the rock and then clip in and clip out. And then in a way, it's kind of like sport climbing a little bit. It's not as hard or anything, but you can treat it like that. But if you just want to bomb through the mountain, which I had more fun doing, like just throwing myself through it, you can just hold onto the wire and frickin' like go, man. It's really fun. Just really great way of travelling through the mountain. I couldn't recommend it enough. Only thing is, it's weird touching metal. So the metal wire is weird when you're used to using rock. Mm-hmm. Like, you get way sweatier on it, and it feels it's a bit rougher in a weird way. Like, it's a bit more demanding on your skin.
I suppose it's been open to the elements for a long time as well.
Maybe, I don't know. Not like it's sharp or anything, it just feels shitter than rock. Like, rock's nice.
Please go look at Pete's pictures if you get a chance.
Oh, man.
It's insane what you guys did.
Yeah, it's so cool.
I loved it. You didn't share enough at the time for me. I was like...
No, yeah.
So I just wanted
more. So what we did... By the way, so Via Ferreta was developed in the Second World War as a way for army troops to get across the Austrian sort of border between Italy and Austria. So it was developed in the Dolomites, and since then, Via Ferreta routes have been put up everywhere for fun and for practical use. I think probably in other places. It's really just amazing. So what we did was bought a Via Ferreta guide, because we have, and it's quite elusive online. It's hard to get a real key on whether. So people are writing about Via Ferreta, and some people are writing about it as if it's like fucking insane, right? But we're climbers, so we come from. If the people that are writing it are hikers, they write about it like it's fucking insane. Yeah. But then if the people that are writing about it are climbers, they write about it like it's fucking easy. Yeah. So it's really hard getting a grasp on what level Via Ferreta is and whether it's going to suit us. So what we did was buy a book, and we basically, our first Via Ferreta route, we just did a very middle route. So the grading system goes 1 to 5 difficulty, or 1 to 6 difficulty, and that's fairly explanatory. We did a 3, so right in the bang of technical difficulty, how hard the climbing is, and and then it has an exposed grade next to it, which is a letter. So you'll get like a 3A or a 3B or a 3C, and I think the exposed letter goes up to a D as well. And the exposure is what you'd expect, is basically how fucking scary it is and how like exposed you will be on the rock, and if there's going to be any slightly unprotected areas or whatever. So first day we did a 3A, so we did a straight down the middle difficulty, but one of the easiest exposure ratings, and honestly we threw ourselves up it really easily. So 3, that was in the middle of the technical difficulty, and it was easy for us. And we're boulderers that climb at like a V3 to 4, I would say. Mm-hmm. So if you're a boulderer, guys, out there, and you're going to do Via Ferreta, just don't be scared. Just go, you'll be absolutely fine. And then the second day, we actually, because it was a longer route we did and a cooler ridge, we opted to do a lower grade but a higher exposure. Wow. So it was a grade 2, and the exposure was, I forget, it was either a C or a B, and it was more exposed. But even that, man, our side adventure scrambles that we do are fucking must be like really high up in that grading section, because It had section. It had in the book. It said, "Oh yeah, this route has long, airy, unprotected sections." And me and Plum are like looking at each other like, "Long, airy, unprotected sections? That sounds fucking scary." As if I'm imagining that we're going to be on a cliff face, basically climbing, and unprotected meaning we're not going to be clipped into anything. No, it means that we're on the edge of a ridge, standing up though. Basically, Cribgoch. Yeah. But even easier, like more space to move than Cribgoch, and so I think the guidebooks tend to.
So you weren't clipped in on that bit?
No, because it was like you could walk around, man. Like it was really like fine. Those sections that Plum was pretty good at being like on it in terms of just safety, but those sections I didn't clip in for. I just pulled myself up the rope because it wasn't. Honestly, you would do the same. Clipping in slows you down. And you're so confident holding onto this wire that it's just, it's like, it's fine. Obviously the exposed bits that are like super scary, I'm not fucking about. But there's bits that you would have been like, there's like bits where it's a scramble up, like tripping, and people are clipping in like that. And it's
I saw some Ferreta lines in Austria.
Oh yeah.
And like I got on one.
Yeah.
Didn't have the gear. We were just looking at it, and I just did it. Yeah. But then some of them were just, I think, were more precautionary for bad weather.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like up scrambling and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, you're putting more people than you at risk if something goes wrong, so you can't mess around with things. But if you are a boulderer or a climber and you're trying to get a grasp on what Ferreta is in the grade, don't be fucking scared. I would even say go for something in the middle first, so you can just get your bearings. But don't be afraid to just jump on some a bit higher.
I think there's some in Snowdonia.
Yeah, there's some in the lakes, man. So me and Plum are definitely going to be going, and hopefully there'll be. I don't know about Snowdonia. It'd be cool. Snakes and Ladders was harder.
Yeah. Than
what we did out there, like physically harder and scarier. Yeah. So just it's not a scary thing, guys, and it's a great way to see mountains.
What
so
advice
do
would you
it.
have for people?
My advice would be use a Ferreta kit.
Yeah.
People use slings out there and use homemade Ferreta kits because people are climbers and people aren't scared, and that's cool and everything. And like I said, there's bits that I didn't clip in for and whatever. But if you watch, and I kind of recommend it, but I kind of don't. If you watch Ferreta falls, man, they're the worst falls in the world. Way worse than you'll like disable yourself falling from Ferreta. Like, you should never fall off a Ferreta. It's literally only there for like last seconds, like just to save your life. But falling on big sport climbs is way safer because the rope is completely dynamic. Whereas Ferreta, you've got the clip, so you've got a long wire, and it might be like a wire that's 4 or 5 meters long, and then in between that, it's just got two like pitons that go into the rock, and the wire is suspended between that. So if you fall when you're doing a vertical bit on one piece of wire, you're going to fall all the way down the wire, then maybe 2 meters for your Ferreta kit to catch you, and then your Ferreta kit has shock absorbers and a sling that unravels itself. But it's such a violent landing. There's tests that have been done, there's videos you can see online of people dropping logs in Ferreta kit, and the logs just snap. It's terrifying. Like, I would not want to know what it does to your hips when you drop on a Ferreta. It's fucking bad. But don't be scared, because it should never happen, because you're never in that situation. Yeah. It's easy stuff. Ferreta is basically assisted climbing. Like any bit, you're never on a flat wall, and if you are, there's literal ladder rungs put into the wall for you to climb up. So it's freaking amazing.
Did you use your climbing shoes?
No, never.
Trainers?
I use trainers. I've got trail running shoes that I use. Yeah. Honestly, though, there were sections on the harder one where I was like, approach shoes would have been better. Not climbing shoes. Never thought, oh, I wish I had my climbing shoes with me. Yeah. I'm sure so we did, it goes up to 6 technical difficulty. I'm probably on a 6. There might be sections that you're like, oh, I wish I kind of maybe had climbing shoes. But, yeah, man.
Man, it sounds like such an eye. Remember when we took some people at Trifan scrambling for the first time? Yeah. And it, like, I think these type of experiences really knuckle down and you think, this is why I do this.
Yeah, man, it's 100%. Via Ferrata is going to be a part of me. I'm definitely well hyped to do way more of it. And it's one of those that it's like, I don't really care about the grade. It's just a great way of pulling yourself around a mountain, like really, and like getting to really exposed ridges that you would never get to. You'd never get to some of the places me and Plum got to without Via Ferrata. Just so cool.
We're both suckers for a view.
Yeah, we really are. Yeah.
And like, I what you saw from up there, I want to see it.
It's fucking awesome, man.
Now.
Yeah. Annoying thing. So I took a film camera there, like I did with Font, man.
Yeah.
Like we did with Font. And I really wanted to get loads of film shots, and I have. But fucking Milan airport, the guy there was the biggest dick to me. Like really rude and dismissive. Wouldn't let me. He demanded that I put it through the X-ray machine, so my film may or may not be ruined from the X-ray machine. Don't know. It's getting developed right now, so we'll see. Hopefully it's not. I've googled it a lot.
I've talked because Pete told me about this guy who's like ready. He said, "Oh, what was his quote? How did he say it to you?
I don't know.
I've been doing this job for 19 years."
Oh yeah, he was like, "I've been doing this job for 19 years and no one's ever had a problem." I was like, "Well, no one's. You realise you work at an airport, so people get on a plane and fly home. So no one's gonna fly back to Milan and go, 'You ruined my film.'"
Until now.
And
if this film's ruined, the next film you'll see is me and Pete flying to Milan to see this guy to tell him he was wrong.
Yeah, and he ruined it.
He ruined the camera.
Yeah, and then that's that. I'll just fly back home and be like, "Fuck you, man."
No more Ferrata ever again.
Annoying. Jesus. Yeah, so
that was the topic of the week, brought to you by Pete, the new leading expert from Barely Hanging team on Via Ferrata.
Via Ferrata.
Very jealous, man. It was looked awesome.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah.
What's your highlight?
Highlight of
Via Ferrata, Italy.
Oh, it's so hard. The highlight was just. It's one of those. There's not really, man. It was probably the moment we topped out of the first Via Ferrata. We were so just happy, man. Just really fucking happy, and like the walk down, like the rest of that day, we were just so happy. And it was like we topped out at like 12 o'clock. So we had a whole day of just. We went to a mountain, and we went. What else did we do that day? That first day was fucking long, man. Went to another mountain, got a cable car up a mountain. Went to a refugio, which is like a little mountain hut. Got a beer up there. We didn't have enough money to pay, and they just let us have it with like we just had a few euros. It cost like €8, and we only had like 4 or 5. And they just said have it, and I said okay. If you ever come to England, I'll cook for you. And they were just laughing with us. It was beautiful, man. And then
I thought he was gonna make you pay.
No, you're gonna pay, boy.
Get on your knees, boy.
And then so we went to Refugio, learnt how it was made. So this little hut is literally made on the side of like, so you know the mountains like these big spikes, and the Dolomites. It's made not on the top of one of the spikes, but where 2 of the spikes sort of meet. But it's really hard to get to. You can only get there by cable car. Basically, this mountaineer, his son was 20, and he got struck by lightning on the mountain in the place where the Refugio was eventually built. Right, his son was a climber, and he was up there with his climbing mates, and him and this other mate both got struck by lightning. The son died, the mate survived, and the dad found them both and did like very quick emergency medicine on his mate and managed to save the mate. And then this is all Refugio had this little book that had the whole history of it. Then the dad went on to build the Refugio as a place for the climbers to sleep, because all these famous routes are literally right outside on the doorstep of the Refugio. And there's loads of weather. There's loads of like lightning there, man. We saw loads of it. So cool. And then since then, it's just been developed into this like little cafe that's also like you can go and sleep there and stuff. It's really cool. Great bit of history behind it, man. Just Italy was amazing. Dolomites definitely go. Most beautiful place I've ever seen.
I'm going.
Yeah. When?
Probably now.
Now. Okay.
I'm off.
Go now.
No, it looked awesome, man.
Yeah. Man.
Super jealous.
Anyway, this podcast is running late. Normally we jump into a advice of the week.
Advice of the week.
We need to come up with a little sting for this. Shall we make one now and then I'll pull it out? Are you ready?
I got you some advice.
You need my advice.
Gonna hear it twice.
Do you have a problem?
I got loads of problems.
I'm gonna solve it
with some average advice.
Average advice. Nice, that's good. So, from now on, what we're going to do, and this is an invitation to anyone, email us at shit.
Just message us on Instagram
hang on.
Something.
barelyhangingpod@gmail.com.
Well done.
Message us, email us a question for some advice, and we'll give you some very average advice. So that's going to start from next week. So if you chuck us an email, don't worry, we'll keep it all anonymous. We'll make up a name for you, so we won't out you. So if you've got a weird question about a smelly guy at the hangar,
health problems,
anything, we'll give you some average advice. Doesn't even have to be about climbing. Whatever.
We'll advise you
We'll give you some average advice.
Everything.
That's going to start from next week, guys. So
but
make sure you get those.
I'll put the disclaimer in place now that we don't know anything.
We have absolutely no idea.
We will try our best because that's what me and Pete do. We try our best.
I'm a hard worker. I'm a hard trier.
Is there any advice you want to give to anyone in the world right now? Anyone?
Don't eat yellow snow.
That's poor advice.
Why?
You don't know why it's yellow.
Better test.
Lemonade.
Could be lemonade.
That'd be really nice.
Probably is lemon.
Be really nice, that wouldn't it? So okay, if you see some yellow snow, think could be lemonade. Yeah. It might not be urine. And then the people that aren't having that are missing out.
Okay, guys. Before we go, we've got a Dyno Club. Oh, we've probably already had the Dyno Club night, 10th of September. If you had, check it out on @Dyno Club on Instagram. Check us out @BHPod on Instagram. We'll be posting all crazy shit that we're always doing on there.
Also on Dyno Club, I think we might have found the one.
The one?
So just go look on Dyno Club.
Oh my god.
I won't name no one. We might have found
this dude.
The one.
The chosen one.
The chosen one.
Man, his psych seems so high.
It's insane.
And his ability also seems insanely high.
He might actually be the chosen one.
Maybe.
Is the prophecies have spoke of this time, and I thought it was way too early.
Yeah, I know.
I thought it was me for a bit.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
No, we're far off. Yeah, we're very average. We're very good at being very average, actually. Yeah, man.
So Dyno Club's is on fire right now.
Anyway, enjoy.
Follow
Have a lovely night. Follow me @Pete_Rick.
Follow me @Danko Winterbear.
And look at our t-shirt collaboration with @Enso Method. We've created a Pex Hill t-shirt. It's lovely blue colour.
Pexalicious.
And it's got a Pex hand-drawn Pex topo on the back and lovely little logo on the front. It's just a cute little shirt and it's really cool. Fitness to witness. Go on ensomethod.com and have a look. I always say that wrong.
Stay classy.
Stay classy.